Moondance for this first game of the best of 5, and we will have in the bottom right-hand corner from Storm Gaming, the red Terran player. This is GuMiho. In the top left-hand corner of the map, our Blue Protoss player is SKillous, and Moondance. We have not seen today, right? The pocket third base is the point of interest. And actually, SKillous is going to walk right in there and put down a pylon. He says, pocket base? What about proxy base? Yeah, he's going to walk right on in there and look to have a good time with that. So that's going to be kind of funky. I see a second gateway coming up over there, then that's where this pressure is going to build on up from as we get moving. See what will go on now as we get this set up to go. Well, with 2 gates and obviously one of them proxy, you're going to have a bit of an interesting situation here. Hyper from GuMiho across the map. I mean, he sees a gate, he sees an expand a little bit later than usual, but yeah, I mean, he's going to just go factory before he expands anyway, which obviously helps him out a fair amount. It's going to be seen as CC building up in the main base. Going to grab that SCV, which is obviously going to realize the gateway is down there. Again, it's kind of tough for SKillous to really do much here, though. Coming in into the natural. And up in towards the main base. Tank and a couple of Marines continuing out, and just going to be seeing a couple of Marines joining up together. For a moment here, so they're just going to be moving along, getting established. Stalkers moving up this ramp with the tank here, though. The Stalkers are going to be in a little bit of trouble. I don't think that's somewhere they really want to be truly moving up into. I think they want to be kind of careful about that, in fact. So, yeah, back it up and be a little bit cautious here, perhaps, as we get this all settled down. Marine's going to go over onto the pylon. We've seen a couple Stalkers running over. One of them goes down, and this is not going well for SKillous at all. He's losing a lot of units while not achieving anything so far. So that's really not great, to say the least, guys. It's really not great, to say the least. And GuMiho's now getting ready to push across the map. He'll expand behind this as well. And there have been a couple of units already from SKillous in some trouble. And SKillous just has nothing. Obviously, one of his gates is knocked down, so he's got 1 gate of production available right now. He's only got 6 army supply on the map. He might just die as GuMiho walks straight across Moondance here. The attempt to be funky in the corner does not work out in the slightest. And this really has backfired very, very heavily right there. Tank sieged up from afar, and I just don't know what you do here as SKillous right now. This is obviously not where you want to be, and these tanks are going to continue to kill you off. I mean, there's no blink yet. This went very wrong very quickly, and looks like GuMiho is going to take the first map of this best of 5 series. I mean, this natural is dying. SKillous is going to have Blink in like 12 seconds. I was going to say, like, 12 seconds. Is it almost even worth trying to hold out for Blink at that stage? Is it not just worth kind of giving this up and saying, yeah, this one is the top right-hand corner, down one game at the start of this best of 5. It is going to be SKillous from Team GP. Let's see if he can bounce back a little bit here and have a bit of redemption in map number 2. Bottom left is our red Terran player from Psystorm Gaming. We have got GuMiho, and he leads by 1, defending well initially. Welcome to Rejuvenation, everybody. This map with this outward pointing base that we've talked about a whole bunch of times at this point. A lot of these maps in this map will actually have like a lot of outward pointing bases, and that's typically good for Terran because they're good bases to deny as a Terran, and they're easier bases than usual to defend as a Terran because if you put tanks on them, they can defend most things that would try and walk up and kill them. So definitely something to look at there as we get established and get underway. The probe going to be moving across, out down to the low ground here initially, and it's going to start thinking about moving across down to the bottom left-hand side as well, it would seem. So away we go, bit of probe motion early on in the game. Get this underway. Probe scout straight down into the natural and just going to be seen at command center starting up. Nexus on the way as well. A lot of this just getting established right here to begin with. Yeah, I mean, Cybercore, Nexus, probe, all of that continuing in the pylon as well. And just going to be seeing the probe of SKillous moving back into the middle of the map for the moment. Yes, just away we go. Away we go and away we ho. Do 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 do. Don't even have words, but still singing. This map still reminds you of Pillars of Gold? I see. I still don't see it. I don't think. Bunker will build on the natural. Twilight Council into the main reactor, bunker, factory. All of the good stuff here from GuMiho is obviously a very different game already to map number 1, which had all of that proxy in action and SKillous being real aggressive and all of that kind of stuff. Up trying to shade down over to the bottom side, moving up that ramp. Rubber facility building from SKillous over here as well. Gateway coming online. This map's an autumn map. It's just kind of like a... I guess it's kind of autumny, right? It's not right. I would say if it was autumny, it'd be more orange. I feel like these trees... Well, yeah, kind of, I suppose. Blink is coming up. It's going to be Chrono Boost on the way. Stimpack is on the way up as the Adept tries to move on up and wants to try and move in towards that high ground there. The Adept will fall. An extra couple of Marines coming out. Stimmin +1 on the way. SCV still producing. I'm just waiting to see something open up here on Rejuvenation to talk about. Right now, it's pretty passive stuff, right? I mean, with the 2 racks in play, we do have an Observer flying over the Cyclone. Cyclone will even go out and put some pressure on as well. Have a look to see what's going on. Why the hell not? Yeah, I mean, just going to be seeing our Robobay coming through as well. I mean, just a lot of building up here. These two medivacs that are on the way in, they are going to be the big kind of moment in the near future of anything happening, right? You know, right now. Otherwise, everything else is just very much so sat back and not a lot happening at all. Marines out of the center. Gateways continue to build. The batteries are coming online. How much shield's already building through? I mean, this is really just a case of, well, as the Cyclone dives in and doesn't get anything done, it gets chased down and the Stalker will kill it. The Marine's moving through here now. If your Stalker's got a couple of chip shots off, the Observer confirms exactly where this drop is heading. It is going to be a drop into the main. SKillous going to have to blink back across to try to deal with this. Not a lot of Stalker's going to be here right away, and so probes will be in trouble as Marines get towards that mineral line. Well, now the probes are pulled. What else can you do? Kill off a couple of Zealots. Problem is, if you lift into the Medivacs, the Blink Stalkers are going to get some kills. You can see targets down the forward. Medivac immediately gets the other one lower, but isn't going to kill it. So the Marines, none of the Marines died in a Medivac, but is obviously going to lose some units still. One Medivac and 9 Marines or so going down. And this drop is, it's okay, right? I mean, you got a few probes, you killed off a few Zealots. Not like you didn't get anything out of this as GuMiho, but, you know, SKillous just getting on top of it. And every Medivac you kill off is one less, you know, dropping option that you basically have as the Terran player as well. So that's also a factor. And it was nice to save. I mean, it's very easy just to immediately lift up in those Medivacs and think, oh yeah, I'm going to escape away here. But he really thought, hey, he's going to blink on top of me. So he stuck around for a bit longer, saw which Medivac was being committed to, then got out with the other. Decent effort from him to make the most or to minimize what SKillous could do. Continue across the map, Marines and a siege tank. Moving up the top side. Tank is going to siege here. Some Marines going to unload in the main. Stalker's blinking in for that Medivac. Will go down. And his tanks continue to press on forward as well. So they continue through and just going to be seeing... I mean, an attempt to go into the main doesn't really work at all. And GuMiho's just going to boost a Medivac forward to evacuate the tanks and everything else because this is not really working. Now SKillous is really ranking up some kills for free and is starting to trade efficiently, still putting himself in a real good spot moving forward now. A few Stalkers coming back in, gonna rally up with the rest of this army. And that army is gonna send just a handful of Zealots out the left-hand side once again here, so away they will move out to the far left. Again, that Prism's still on the way in. Nexus will build on the top left corner. Zealots moving along. Gonna come all the way down this bottom side. Eventually we'll end up running into this base, so counterattack is good for at least a siege tank kill. That'll be about it though. I mean, that's not really all too crazy either, is it? As the Stalkers, Zealots, and Colossi back into the middle of the map as well. Army's collecting up, Marauder's still coming through. Because of shells is about to finish here. And a couple of Vikings still moving around the left-hand side. The Prism loads up a group of Zealots and... well, I'm gonna unload a few of them behind the Archons as well. Just seeing this Bioforce of GuMiho trying to press up the top side of the map. The 2-2 upgrades continuing in the engineering bays and... Glass Stalkers blinking forward, Marines, some Marauders taking some shots. The rest of the army from GuMiho out up the top right side of the map, so they'll keep pushing on over and... well... I'm going to see the Vikings escaping to the far left-hand side. The Bioforce of GuMiho comes running into the top. It's going to take down a battery. All of these tanks are going to siege. And as they siege up, these Zealots are going to run straight in on top of them. So, tanks going to go down pretty quickly, and, well, Medivacs will load up a good chunk of the Marines that go running back over there as well, so they load up into the Medivacs. Just going to be seeing GuMiho still not dealing damage, though. You know, SKillous is still just holding on, defending nicely, and putting himself into some better positions throughout. going to see our Zealot, Stalkers, Archons continuing through these Colossi as well, continuing across and getting set up. It's going to be seen, I mean, GuMiho's army all game long is pretty much just constantly in trouble. Right, like it's just never been able to do enough, and as soon as SKillous comes across the map with everything, GuMiho has pretty much no answer to anything at all. So GG's, SKillous is gonna take map number 2. And that will be that. Pro moves up. And you go nibbling the SCV, another SCV coming in. I'm just going to be seeing a little bit of action going down. Reaper going to start up here as well. Just building over on the natural expansion and on both sides. We do just have an expansion from players. CC coming in here from GuMiho. Pretty standard set of bases here initially. 4 bases. One of the features of this map as well is it's 4 layers, so every one of these bases is on some kind of high ground. What I like to offset that is that like this 4th base is on high ground but doesn't have like a ramp into it, right? So it's not like a ramp up into every single base. So there are some easier breaking points on the 4 base setup than others, and I do think that's worth noting for the most part. Coming up in the front is going to cancel, so that's going to go back down. The Reaper comes across, and some probes will start to be in some trouble, as the Reaper's actually going to catch one of them there immediately, and didn't dive through to scout. The Stargate has just been placed, so he would have been able to see that, but he'll be able to maybe do that again later, get some information a bit further down the line. Gets a probe, keeps the Reaper alive, that's the most important thing to do. Back in the natural, and this probe is going low. Another grenade, and that's going to be Stalker popping out to try and push the Reaper back again. So a bit of back and forth continuing. Factory is going to be finishing on the side of GuMiho. Starport begins. He's just going to set up for a pretty standard Widow Mine drop. It's going to be with a Widow Mine immediately and no Helling in it, potentially 3 Widow Mines in total. And that's why the Phoenix should be able to do well. These Phoenix stay stacked up at home and wait for the Widow Mines to strike, and then they can jump on that drop as it arrives. There is a lot of potential for you there. And I wanted to move up there, but decided in the end not to, as the Robo facility is still coming into play. Reaper is continuing around the left-hand side. Phoenix still coming up, and the medevac is going to be popping shortly from GuMiho. He's going to go lift up a couple of these mines, and they can head across to the top of the map as well. Phoenix is going to jump on those immediately. So Phoenix actually getting aggressive instead of staying at home, so it means you won't kill. So here's the thing. If these Phoenix had stayed at home until the Widow Mine drop arrived, that's a bit of a gamble, but then he would have killed the Widow Mines and the medevac. By doing this, he will not get the kill on the medevac or the mines, but he will stop it from coming across the map still, and he gets a bit more information. It's a little bit less risky, that, you know, just in case it wasn't a mine drop, you know, leaving the Phoenix at home and not knowing what's going on is a bit of a risk, right? So, kind of a cool little across-the-board kind of situation. And a cool way in which this kind of early game TvP interaction can just kind of go very differently very quickly. So it's kind of cool. Point out as we see a few SCVs went down to the Phoenix, of course, as well. So yeah, don't hate it obviously for SKillous. At the same time, this medevac can maybe try and go back on the map now if it wanted. If not, it's going to be a medevac that's still around for the first real push of the game. You're not a fan of the red dots on the minimap for this one? No, I agree. I said this like the first time I saw the map. The red dots on the minimap at a glance look like there's a base there or something, right? Like if you just glance the minimap and stuff. They make me think there's something there. When I'm casting, I glance at the minimap. I'm inclined to go and click over here. And I assume it's just because this terrain is like a different terrain that shows up on the minimap different compared to these other little dots, which are other textures. So yeah, I'm sure there's something you can do to fix that, but I mean, it might not be the biggest issue, but I think it's a frustrating issue. It's one of those things where I think it's just easily fixed, right? I'm sure you can find another way to make a red blob on the map without it showing on the minimap. Stargate is building in the natural. That means it's a second Stargate, so full commitment to Phoenix Colossus. These Phoenix are going to be really stacking up in numbers very soon here as our Stimpack, Combat Shields, and +1 attack all continue through. Those dots are a very small edge for a red player. What's funny is my friend, way back when, he used to play Terran, and he used to play in purple all the time. He used to play in green all the time at first, and then one day he started playing purple, and I asked him, I was like, hey, why did you change the color you playing? Because he really did like always play the color green in like customs and stuff. He's like, I figured it out, man. Zerg creep is purple, so if I play purple, my drops are harder to spot when they fly over creep. I was like, that's genius. Oh my god. And he played purple forevermore. I thought that was actually absolutely genius. You're not wrong. Purple drop flies over creep, less likely to be seen. Alright, Matrix goes down. This fight's going to happen. Both Matrixes drop on the Colossi, and the force fields are not going to keep this army away. I mean, you're basically waiting for your Colossi to come back online here. Why is this one wandering forward, though? Moved away from the battery. They're back online now. The tank did get a chance to come further forward. It's going to be seen now by Bioforce running up this ramp. A couple of batteries on the high ground get denied. Now the tank gets lifted, but the Colossi ran really far forward here to get involved, and without the Colossus, there's no real damage output. Super Battery is going to be out DPS as the Colossus dies, and these Phoenix will fly into their death if they want to try and pick these Marines off. I think that's crazy. Yeah, that's just going to be this game falling apart in an instant for SKillous. My goodness. That fell apart pretty much instantly, right? I mean, bottom left-hand corner of the map. We've got ourselves a blue Protoss player from Team GP. This is SKillous, and he needs to win this, otherwise he is out of the playoffs. Top right from Storm Gaming, it's GuMiho. And guys, if this does turn out to be the last map, this is the last map for me today, just overall in general, because I'm not going to cast the ESL Open Cup. I'm going to be just passing you guys over to Roddy today. My brain's frazzled out, you know. F-R-A-Z, settled. Drop goes in, nibbles the STV. CG just set up on the natural. Let's drop our factory down and just going to be seeing Nexus, Cybercore, all this good stuff going through as SKillous heads down the bottom left-hand corner. This map has giants? No, sadly not. I did see a pretty good meme on Twitter about this debris that's on fire over here. I'm not going to share that, but I'm sure if you guys are interested enough, you can probably find it. Apparently there's a new rule. Because of what was there. Because of what was there, there was a new rule that was made about doodads for future TLMCs. So that was kind of funny. If this is the last map, does that mean that GuMiho wins? Well, if it is the last map, then yes, it would mean that GuMiho wins. But what I said was, if this is the last map of today's tournament, it's the last map for me today. I'm not sure if it's the last map. I'm just saying it's the first possible time it could be the last map. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up as to the plan overall. That's all. I do not know if it's the last map or not. But it could be. Adept will shade forward. Matipa will raise. Just going to be seeing now a couple of extra Hellions popping out. They're going to go rallying across to the other side of the map, so away they go. Down to the bottom we go. Banshee and Cloak on the way up here from GuMiho. Oh, this could be kind of scary for a Phoenix play. Now, Phoenix in general, as actually this Hellion goes wild, Phoenix in general should be good here because obviously Phoenix in general can shoot down the Banshees real quickly. Okay, this is really bad. The problem is, if you're just going to build Phoenix, you're not going to have detection for the Cloak on the Banshees, so actually detecting the Banshees in the first place is problematic. And now you've lost 8 early probes to these first few Hellions, and if you've lost 8 early probes to these first few Hellions, you might not just go into an Oracle for, you know, fun. Well, let's see. It's going to be tough. I mean, these Adepts are coming across the map. The first Banshee's already rallied off to the far side. I mean, what you might definitely skip is a third base comes down. I think you're definitely going to skip batteries in the mineral lines, right? With the Phoenix especially, you probably feel very safe at the moment. You probably think, oh yeah, I'm fine. You know, I'm good defensively. He's keeping them at home too, so why would you need batteries? The Phoenix can lift up any threat. The Phoenix cannot, you know, save probes from a Cloak Banshee, though, because there's no detection. And I think that's actually a really good mind game from GuMiho. I think a great choice in build. He also goes straight into Viking Cyclone after one Banshee, so he's really preparing to deal with the Phoenix after this as well, as apparently we just go and just fighting the Adepts there. 2 of them went down. Now the Phoenix are moving across the map. Well, yeah. This is brutal. I mean, this is at least 10 worker kills, I want to say. Depends on the micro a little bit. You always say this, and then someone micros badly and they only get like 4 or 5. He's going to get 4 here immediately. There's no batteries, so now the probe's all in the main base. The Banshee will get some kills without having to kite a whole bunch, and 6, 7... Oracle's halfway done for 8, and 9's going to happen now, and 10, so there's the 10, and then the battery's still not done, the Oracle's still not out, we're at 12, we're going to have 13 dead workers as GG gets typed, and GuMiho's going to win the game with a very cool Banshee. Unfortunately doesn't show us much of Frost Giant, but that is going to be GG's.